Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 23rd of June. It is Sunday. We do have a 9-game main slate to look at. We have some potential weather in Pittsburgh, which is going to be kind of important because we do have Paul Skeens on the mound today. Aside from that, I don't think there's any other weather to worry about at this point. So let's dig in. At the top, we get Sonny Gray against San Francisco. He has been phenomenal when pitching at home, which is where he's at today. Uh, been pretty strong of late. A couple of not so great starts. Um, Walks have kind of bit him. Strikeouts have kind of fluctuated a bit, but uh, decent spot. Not somebody I plan to go super heavy on. He is a minus 125 favorite. Game total in this one is just 7. Pretty low total for a St. Louis game. K prop of 5.5 with juice strongly on the over. I think he's definitely perfectly fine. And somebody I will keep in my pool. Um, but the amount I use will be remain to be seen. Wow. Um, the aforementioned Paul Skeens, obviously a ton of upside. The weather is just the biggest thing that we need to pay attention to. K prop is 7.5. Juice is even on the over. Um, the line, he is a minus 170 home favorite. Game total of 7.5 in that one. I think he's going to be fairly popular if we get some sort of clearing for the weather, which probably makes somebody like Sonny Gray a pivot off of him for GPP purposes. But it's just hard to not like Paul Skeens, especially because it's against the Tampa Bay squad I've been picking out with pitching. I know a few of the Tampa Bay bats have started to heat up, but still, they did struggle a little bit yesterday. So I think Skeens certainly has the upside. Max Fried, somebody I am interested in, surprisingly, against the Yankees. We use Sale, uh, plenty of Sale, to a ton of success on Friday. So I want to go back to Max Fried. He's a slight underdog, which I don't understand, but K prop of 5.5. I just think he's strong enough to get it done. Um, I'll obviously have some New York bats just because they're so dangerous, but they did lose, one of the big power threats in Stanton yesterday. Um, and his most likely replacement is left-handed. I think they might use Jahmai Jones, but um, yeah, I think Freed is certainly an option, and he's probably somebody that's going to go overlooked. Um, which I mean, I can understand it because we have 3 guys down here that are in better spots, to be honest. So Nick Lodolo, we saw Abbott strike out a ton of Red Sox. Lodolo, another lefty, a better lefty, somebody that I love using. Uh, Ton of exposure best ball wise. K prop of 7.5 for him as well. Just slightly on the under, but still pretty strong K prop for Nick Lodolo. Um, he's a minus 162 favorite. Game total is approaching 10. It's at 9.5 right now. I assume the weather's pretty warm then in Cincinnati, but still, I am a Lodolo fan. I think there's a ton of K upside against that Boston squad. So I will definitely be utilizing him even in that atmosphere. Logan Webb in a game, total of 7. Obviously, somebody I don't love using on the road. St. Louis isn't a super dangerous squad, so I think I am fine using Logan Webb. K prop of 5.5, juices on the under. Uh, he really does look like he's just going to get you 4 to 6 strikeouts most times. Um, Kind of limits his upside. Um, so of all these guys, including Bryce Miller, um, Webb might be the first guy I fade. at this point. Bryce Miller against Miami, uh, gladly. Obviously, he has not been great on the road, so that is a worry. But it is Miami. K prop of just 5.5. Juices on the under. His K's have been all over the place. His K numbers on the road are actually extremely low. Um, he has just one start of over 5.5 Ks on the road so far this season. He is a minus 170 favorite. It is a great matchup. I am gonna have to go back to him. Um, tough, tough spot overall, but that's all right. I mean, tough spot given that it's on the road. Not so tough that it's against Miami. Uh, so a small trade off there. Uh, but he's somebody we should rely on, I think. Um, I'm trying to think here. I don't think we can rely on Scherzer. It's kind of a wait and see. He's been so injured for the last year and a half. Um, I thought he was solid in some rehab starts, but still, I really want to play the wait and see game. Kansas City in general hasn't been striking out a ton overall, but yeah, I don't. Let's see if we have a K prop for him right now. Um, yeah, it doesn't look like I see a K prop for him. There we go. 5.5. Juice on the under. Nothing special overall. He is a minus 155 favorite, but still, I feel pretty fine playing the wait and see with Scherzer at this point. Framber, I'm not really going to go there. Walks can be an issue. Um, doesn't give up a ton of home runs. I mean, when he does give up home runs, they come in bunches. But other than that, it's Baltimore. It's a short porch in left field in Houston. I'm gonna have to pass on Framber. Kikuchi, somebody that I generally don't mind, but he's coming off allowing a bunch of home runs. Cleveland is not a huge K squad by any means, so I don't really think I want to be using Kikuchi in this spot. It's been decent on the road, but not from a fantasy point perspective. He's allowing a lot more runners on the road, which obviously hurts us on DraftKings. Um, trying to find his K prop. It's at 5.5. Juices pretty strongly on the under. Um, Vegas just doesn't expect a lot of strikeouts in this game. McKenzie's is just 4.5, which is even stronger on the under. So I'm not using Nestor Cortez against Atlanta. I don't care. I know he just shut down Baltimore. I'm not going to chase that. I like the way that Atlanta's been swinging it against left-handed pitching. Austin Riley's really starting to heat up. So I know the overall lineup has weakened without Acuna and even Harris, but I'm just not using Cortez. If I lose the slate because I didn't use Nestor Cortez, so be it. Then it happens. Got Tyler. I'm not really sure if he's lengthened enough or what. Um, he's somebody that I want to look into when how he performed in the minors, just because there's a ton of K upside in the matchup. So if he went down to the minors, got lengthened out, showed some strikeout upside, then I might be intrigued. But as of now, I don't have a ton of interest there. Alec Marsh, no. He really blew up against Oakland. He's been blown up in 4 of his last 5 starts. So I'm just not going to go there. I know Texas offense overall hasn't been as great, but still, I don't think we have a need to go to Alec Marsh. Tristan McKenzie, I wish he could figure it out. Walks are up, K's are really down. Uh, just not a great combination. I missed the McKenzie from 2 years ago. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get that Tristan McKenzie back or not, but uh, always playing the wait and see with McKenzie because I want to see him go on a run because I do want to be utilizing him. Reese Olson against the White Sox, going to be super popular. Super cheap for some reason. Been at his fantasy best when at home. Only just one home run in 37 innings. K numbers are better at home. Walk numbers are down. He does a lot more hits, but that's all right. Had a couple rough starts in there. Really knocked him down, but he's shown a ton of upside. Um, was even very solid against Cleveland, solid against the Yankees. Um, just somebody that I'm really going to enjoy using. And on this slate, the pitching in this game is going to be intriguing. His K prop is just 4.5, just as strongly on the over. He's a minus 192 favorite. So I'm definitely going to jam him in. I expect a lot of people will as well. Jonathan Cannon. Now here's a big one. Um, he's thrown over 100 pitches in each of his last two starts and has looked great. Absolutely shut down Houston, um, which is shocking. He's not getting an extra day of rest before the start like he had the one previously. Um, After going 8 2/3, I feel like there could be some hangover to it, but still, it is a great spot. His K prop is just 4.5, with you strongly on the under, though. And like I mentioned, Detroit is a minus 192 favorite. I do think there's going to be a lot of people that are chasing this combination here. Uh, I will use him. I'm not going to lie, because he has shown us his ability to get mid 20s fantasy points. Uh, I mean, this one, if you would have got the W as well, would have approached 29 DK points. But if the field is going to go super heavy on him, projected wise, I might actually finally go below field level on somebody. Normally, I like to go overweight, but it just feels like a spot that uh, could be a little bit of a hiccup for a young guy. But he's just looked so great the last three times on the mound. Definitely have to consider him. And it's going to help that the general public then also sees that he's so cheap the way that he's pitched, so that they are going to just jam him in some without really looking into it, which drives up his ownership. But yeah, I mean, we have a bunch of pitchers at the top and then a couple down at the bottom that make a ton of sense. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I'll put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.